The council chamber of the Triumph Galactic Union had never been so silent. For the first time in centuries, the human delegation, usually the loudest, most argumentative, most stubborn voices in the room, stood motionless. Their uniforms were spotless, their expressions unreadable, and their silence felt heavier than any weapon. Ambassador Reese Calder, leader of the Earth delegation, scanned the semicircle of alien officials who sat atop levitating thrones. His human team stood behind him, eyes forward, hands clasped, faces locked in cold neutrality. High Chancellor Vorthek, a towering reptilian with shimmering emerald scales, clicked his claws in annoyance. "Well, speak, Ambassador. You were summoned to answer for humanity's transgressions." But Reese didn't answer. The humans didn't move. They simply turned, every single one of them, and walked out of the chamber. No bow, no salute, no farewell, just silence. The great door slid shut behind them with a soft, final hiss. Did they just leave?" whispered Counselor Mirai, her 6 eyes blinking in confusion. Counselor Threx, known for his hatred of humans, scoffed. "Let them sulk. They cannot disobey the council. They are bound by the accords." But they were wrong. That silent warcade was the moment history split in two. 1 week earlier, humanity had submitted a request. Simple, reasonable, modest. A motion to expand their defensive perimeter after a series of pirate attacks targeting outer colonies. A request the council denied. Denied for the 5th time. They grow too strong. Threx had warned the council. They must remain contained. And so the vote was cast, 9-3 against Earth's petition. Reese Calder accepted the results with a polite nod, but behind his eyes burned embers of cold fury. Humans had asked nicely. They had followed procedure. They had obeyed the laws. And they were punished for it. Back in the present. With the humans gone, the council chamber erupted into arguing, hissing, clicking, and buzzing. What insolence! They have no right. They dare abandon a council summons. A sudden tremor shook the chamber. Lights flickered. The councilors looked up. Another tremor. Stronger. Dust drifted from the ceiling. What is happening? A panicked guard burst into the room. "Counselors, ships are exiting warp around the station. Hundreds of them." "Whose ships?" The guard swallowed. "Human ships." Dead silence. Outside the station. The human fleet didn't approach in a slow, diplomatic formation. They dropped out of warp in attack patterns. Black armored carriers. Planet crackers. Silent frigates built for infiltration. Shock troop dreadnoughts with their hulls carved with the names of lost colonies. Every ship's weapons were online. Every gun pointed directly at the council citadel. The humans had left without a word. This was their answer. Inside the chamber, Counselor Mirai trembled. "Send a message. We must open negotiations." Threx snarled. "We are the Galactic Council. They wouldn't dare." A glowing red dot appeared on his chest. Everyone turned. A human shock trooper stood behind him. No one saw him enter. No one heard him approach. But there he was, jet black armor, visor glowing crimson. A living shadow. And behind him, dozens more decloaked, emerging from invisibility fields inside the hull itself. The counselors froze. Threx opened his mouth to protest. Phut! A silence round pierced his skull. He dropped. Chaos erupted. Screams filled the room as shock troopers fanned out with lethal precision, weapons whisper quiet, movements coordinated like a single organism. Plasma shields flared to life. Council guards fired, only to watch their shots absorbed, reflected, or nullified. Humans didn't shout. Humans didn't gloat. Humanity, the species everyone had marked for being too emotional, executed their operation with a calm, icy ruthlessness that terrified even seasoned warriors. Counselor Mirai tried to flee. A human grabbed her arm, not unkindly, and pushed her to her knees. "WY," she begged. "We denied your petition. We disagreed with you, but we didn't deserve this." The trooper knelt, visor inches from her face. His voice was a whisper. "You never listened. Not once." Another tremor shook the chamber as the human fleet fired a warning volley, vaporizing the defense platforms outside. Humanity asked peacefully, "You mistook patience for weakness." He stood, and now the price is due. Meanwhile, Earth's flagship, Ambassador Reese Calder watched the operation unfold on a holo display. His expression remained calm, almost emotionless. Behind him, Admiral Saren folded her arms. "Sir, the Council will accuse us of war crimes." Reese didn't look away from the screen. "They left our colonies undefended. Thousands died. We could have negotiated," she said quietly. Reese finally turned to her. "We tried." The Admiral exhaled. "So, what is our objective today?" "The same as always," he said. "Balance." He motioned to the display. "Remove those who seek our destruction so that the galaxy remembers humans do not bow." Back in the chamber, the Council's elite guard were overwhelmed in minutes. The troopers moved with flawless coordination, disabling, eliminating, and subduing targets with calculated precision. The counselors who were responsible for anti-human policies were executed swiftly. Those who remained neutral or who had supported humanity were spared. Humanity wasn't seeking genocide. They were delivering a message. Asterisk, asterisk. High Chancellor Vorthak looked up as Reese Calder entered the chamber. The ambassador walked through the carnage with a measured stride, untouched by the chaos around him. Vorthak hissed weakly, wounded. "Calder, you betrayed the Accords." Reese stopped before him. "No," he said. "You did. You refused us the right to defend ourselves. You let our colonies burn. You ignored every plea, every warning, every negotiation." Reese knelt so the Chancellor could see the truth in his eyes. "You wanted humans to stay in their place. We have." He leaned closer, "Just not where you expected." The final decision. Vorthak trembled. "You will tear the galaxy apart." Reese stood. "No," he said. "We will put it back together." He turned to his troops. "Remove him." Two shock troopers stepped forward. Vorthak lunged, claws bared. SHHK. A blade of blue light swept cleanly across his throat. The High Chancellor fell. Blood pooled across the marble. The council chamber fell silent. For the second time that day, humans said nothing. They didn't need to. When the fleet departed, by the time the operation concluded, the council was in ruins, physically and politically. A dozen corrupt leaders lay dead. The survivors knelt as humanity delivered their ultimatum. From this day forward, Earth stands equal, not beneath anyone. No one dared argue. The human fleet departed without ceremony, leaving behind a galaxy shaken to its core. And for the first time in centuries, the Council understood the truth. Humans didn't need to shout. Humans didn't need to threaten. Humans didn't need to roar. Sometimes all a human had to do was leave, and the galaxy would bleed.